Today, we will be talking about the Unit of Measure tool in the DFR Thick Client. In order to access this tool, we can go to the Tools menu and select Edit Units of Measure. It will pop up this window, which will allow you to see and make changes to any of the unit of measure types or actual unit of measure definitions. First, you'll notice on the left-hand side, most of the buttons are grayed out. The only ones that will be available are Checkout and Export. Export will allow you to export an XML of your current unit of measurement system in case you want to do a backup if you're going to make any changes. Checkout will allow you to check out all of the unit of measure data in the system. This means that you can make any changes you want and they will not affect the system until they have been checked back in. This will prevent you from screwing up any work that is being done in parallel by another user. Once you have checked out the data, you can see the import and load options become available. These allow you to load in either a specific unit of measure type or full unit of measure definitions in XML format. Next, you'll see these unit of measure types. These come preloaded in your DFR system, but you have the flexibility to change the definitions or add more if something is missing. These range from area to currency, all the way to temperature and length. If I select any one of these unit of measurement types, you'll see all of the units of measure that have been defined in the system for that type. For temperature, for example, we see Kelvin, Celsius, Fahrenheit, and ranking. This allows you to determine what the base unit of measurement is. In this example, it's Celsius, which not only appears down here, but also appears in bold. You can then define any of the other unit of measurements and how they relate to that base unit of measure. As you can see, Fahrenheit has a conversion offset of 32 degrees, and then the actual conversion factor is entered into this box. This will allow the system to then mathematically convert any Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature throughout the system. If you look at any other unit of measurement types, you will see the same sort of setup. One item that you'll notice is not set up on all of these is the system. This allows you to set whether any given unit of measure is either imperial or metric. This is not necessarily used in the system on a day-to-day basis, but is used in some exports if you want to normalize the data. For example, I can take foot, and if I type in the number 2, it recognizes the system as imperial. For any metric system, simply type a number 1, and it will be converting. If you need to add a new unit of measure type, all you do is right-click in this box and select New Unit Type. That will pop up a small box where you can define whatever unit of measurement type you need. Maybe you're missing one for data transfer rate. Once you've added this in, you can go and simply select your new unit of measure. Mine is called test. And you can enter any of the unit of measure names and descriptions that you'd like. The name is usually the abbreviation for that unit of measure. Here we'll simply put test. Next, you need a description. That we'll just put test UOM. Conversion factor is not set on the base unit of measure because it is the one that is used as a standard, and therefore you will not fill out conversion factor or conversion offset. Then you can add the system that this is in, and let's just set it as metric. If I need to add another unit of measure within my unit type, I can right-click and set Add UOM. This will allow me to add another unit of measure and its description. Here, I am required to set a conversion factor. Let's say that this is 5 times whatever appears in the first box. Now I can set this system as imperial. Because my system base unit of measure is set as imperial, this will automatically be set as my base unit of measure. Once I'm done with setting my units of measure, if I want to check them back in, first I need to hit the try button. This will make sure that there are no unit of measures that have been deleted or unassigned that are needed by the system. If there's a success, I will see no problems and hit OK. When I'm done, I can hit check in and it will save all the changes to the system. From then on, these new unit of measures will be accessible by anyone. Thank you.